Have you ever wondered how your favorite girl groups got so big? I mean, from the incredible harmonies to those iconic dance moves, there's definitely a secret formula to their success. So today we're going to crack the code and explore the amazing story of these pop powerhouses who have been dominating the charts for decades. Seriously, think about it. From the absolute classics of the 60s all the way to the K-pop queens of today, girl groups just have this special kind of magic. But what is their secret? How do they go from a group of talented singers to complete global superstars? Well, let's get into it. All right, first we've got to rewind. Let's go all the way back to the 50s and 60s. This was a time of jukeboxes, amazing fashion, and you guessed it, the birth of the girl group as we know it. This is where it all started, with a formula so perfect that, honestly, parts of it are still used today. Back then, it was never just about the music. It was about the whole package. Record labels, like the legendary Motown, knew that a stunning look was just as crucial as a catchy chorus. Think about it. Identical dresses, perfect hair, and dance moves so in sync you'd swear they were psychic. This super polished image made them perfect for TV and turned them into instant style icons. So what is the secret ingredient that makes a girl group sound so incredible? It really all comes down to one word: harmony. Okay, imagine a pizza with just cheese. It's good, right? But what about a pizza with all your favorite toppings? That is next level. Harmony is like adding all those extra toppings to the music. Each singer's voice blends together to create a sound that's way bigger, richer, and more powerful than any solo artist could be on their own. The whole vibe of the 60s sound was about creating this feeling of pure joy. We're talking about super catchy melodies, those amazing harmonies we just talked about, and a beat that just made you want to dance. And to make their songs sound absolutely massive, producers use this technique called the wall of sound. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. They pack in as many instruments as possible to create this huge, booming sound that totally filled the radio. Plus, they kept the songs short and sweet so you'd hear them on repeat all day long. So the 60s definitely set the stage, but the story of the girl group was far from over. As the world changed, of course, the music changed with it. The elegant, perfectly polished look of the 60s was about to get a serious makeover, paving the way for a whole new era of attitude, independence, and something called girl power. Okay, let's fast forward to the 90s. The entire girl group game was about to be completely flipped upside down. A new generation of artists stormed the charts, and they were not afraid to speak their minds. This was the decade of platform sneakers, friendship bracelets, and one very, very powerful message. And you know what the biggest change was? It was all in the lyrics. Forget the simple love songs of the past. These new songs were anthems. They were all about being strong, being confident, and sticking by your friends. This was music that made you feel like you could do anything, so it's really no wonder that millions of fans connected with it on a totally different level. And here is the truly brilliant part. It was a genius marketing move. Instead of everyone being the same, each member had her own distinct personality. So you could ask yourself, am I the sporty one, the girly one, the edgy one? You could pick your favorite, and that, of course, led to more posters, more t-shirts, and way more merchandise than you could ever imagine. So how do you even build a supergroup from scratch today? It's not as simple as a few friends just jamming in a garage. Not at all. It's a high-stakes, high-pressure process that's more like a pop star boot camp than a simple band practice. It all kicks off with these massive auditions where thousands of hopeful singers and dancers compete for just a handful of spots. The very few who make the cut are then basically whisked away to a pop star training academy. There, they live, breathe, and sleep music and dance for months and months. They're perfecting every single note, nailing every dance move, and learning how to be a superstar long before the public even knows their name. You know, you can almost think of it like this. Being in a modern girl group is like being on an Olympic team. The dance routines are just insane, and every single move has to be perfectly synchronized. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of hours of grueling practice, all to create a performance that looks so flawless, so totally effortless. And just when you thought the girl group formula couldn't get any bigger or more intense, along came K-pop. This sensation from South Korea has absolutely taken the world by storm, with a sound, a style, and a level of dedication that is unlike anything we've really seen before. So, what is the secret to K-pop's global domination? Well, it's this perfect storm of incredible ingredients. You have music videos that look like Hollywood blockbusters, dance moves that seem to defy gravity, and a sound that's a cool mix of pop, hip-hop, and EDM. That's electronic dance music. And on top of all that, their social media connection with their fans is on a whole other level. They build this incredibly tight bond online. If you're still not convinced, just look at this number. 74.6 million. That is how many times a single K-pop music video was watched in its first 24 hours. To put that into perspective for you, that's more than the entire population of France watching the same video in one day. It's a completely mind-blowing number that just proves how powerful and passionate the K-pop fandom really is. So, we've seen girl groups go from black and white TV to complete global domination. They have reinvented themselves over and over again, but what's next? In a world of AI, virtual reality, and constantly changing trends, what does the future actually hold for the girl group? Well, get ready for a future that's a mix of high-tech and high-touch. We're talking about things like virtual reality concepts, where you can dance right on stage with your favorite artists, and even digital avatars that can perform for fans all over the world at the same time. But there's also this growing desire for realness, with artists taking more creative control over their own music, their own style, and their own stories. One thing is for sure, the magic of a girl group is never going to fade. That feeling of friendship, of empowerment, of just pure pop perfection, it's timeless. But as technology keeps evolving, the possibilities are pretty much endless. So what do you think? What will the girl group of the future really look, sound, and feel like? The next chapter is just getting started.